So what's the cheesiest way I could have started this episode? Like this.
Yes, welcome back to Pixorama, the show where pirate accents and pixels combine to make interesting results. Sometimes. But today, the theme is lions.
Lions!
Or lion, I should say.
Lion.
I decided to do something a bit more whimsical and a bit more cartoony, and this is the result. So follow along, I hope you enjoy it.
With the and the fucking with the things and the summer with the fire and the willow. Whoa!
Our journey begins on a sunny afternoon in the fields of...
Oh, that's quite enough of that. So as usual, we are using Pixel Edit for all our pixely needs. This time I'm going to use a palette which I have chosen from this lovely DeviantArt users page here, AprilSundae. And she's come up with this wonderful little compendium of palettes, but today we're going to pick her Pico 8 palette. Now you could debatably get this palette elsewhere, but AprilSundae has laid it out quite nicely. And I could also use Pixel Edit's import palette feature and put this up in the palette on the right. But for some reason I didn't do that.
Why didn't you do that?
Nope, I'm just going to use it as is. Now I've set my canvas to 100 by 100 pixels. That's the resolution we're going to use for the sprite this time. And that Pico 8 palette we're just going to pop on the side there for easy access. Again, you can save yourself a lot of trouble by just going to the Pixel Edit import palette feature. And that'll take every color from a document and pop it into the palette up there on the right.
That's how you do it. Ooh, ooh, yeah.
So now let's just go and organize these layers. I'm going to call the top one Sprite, and I'm going to call the back one BG as normal, standing for background. And now we can get to work actually drawing our sprite, and I will be speeding it up for practicality purposes. So I'm starting here with a nice cream color, and I'm drawing the muzzle first with the nose, just to give me a point of reference so I can see how big I roughly want this sprite to be. As you can see, that first attempt at the mane was not successful.
It was less than successful at best.
So I'm trying my hand at a new one. This one looks better sized, looks better suited to the size of the sprite that I'm doing. So let's get some eyes in there. Some little creepy little white eyes. Give them a pupil to make them less terrifying. And now I'm just going to draw in the ears here. Some little lion ears poking up. One's pointing up, one's pointing out a bit, just to give some dimension here. Some shading on the inside of the ears, again, just to give it a little depth. I really love how lion's ears just come poking through that huge mane. It looks kind of comical. And I am really loving this Pico 8 palette. It's got some great bold colors in there and also some nice, more pastel variations. So now I'll just speed through the rest of the mane. Put those end bits on, give a bit more detail. And now, oh, let's give him an eyebrow. Make him look a little more austere. I do want him to be, after all, a sophisticated, suave lion. Let's pop the back of those ears in, make them pop, and now I'm just going to shade in some darker areas of this mane to make it pop out. Let's bring it out a bit, making sure that the shadows stay obviously underneath the... I'm sort of envisioning them as cones of fur here. And let's give him a little mouth as well. Smiley, too much. Let's go back to normal. And maybe play with his eyes. No.
I don't want no cross-eyed lion.
Just doing little touch-ups before I move on to the body here. I tried some whiskers. Didn't work. Not liking the whiskers. So, let's start on the body.
And what I'm envisioning is a classy dinner/cocktail suit.
Thanks, Barbara. Let's make it work. And he's going to be holding a little martini here. Let's get his little glass in there, make him not quite so rotund. This suit's looking a bit 70s right now, which I kind of dig. But I think I will change it to black in the end. There's his tail and a little tuft of fur sticking out the back there, also with some shadow. That shading is a bit too heavy, I think. Let's fill in the shadows under his arm here. Give him some fingers. And just fixing up some of the detailing up around his neck. It's starting to take shape. It is taking shape. Just needs some tweaking from here on out, really. moving the ears around, checking those shadows again. And let's put some liquid in that glass. Some nice green alcohol. And there, we're gonna change the suit to black or like a nice navy, a dark navy, because I think that's far classier than just a light blue jogging suit. Who wears a jogging suit in a cocktail lounge?
Not this lion.
And le pièce de résistance, he needs a bow tie. But that is looking a bit weird. I tried a couple of different styles of bow tie here. It's just sort of distracted myself with other things, like playing with background, fixing up his shoulder, and then I came back to the bow tie again. Nope, that didn't work either. This one seemed to feel better, and with a bit of shading, it worked. So now I can go to his legs. I want to give him... He looks very static. I want him to have a bit more movement, and so I bend the knees. Adds a subtle dynamism to his pose. I don't want him to be too crazy. He is a classy cocktail lion, after all. Ooh, and I also don't want to go crazy with that yellow shading. Just giving his muzzle some dimension here. Giving his body some dimension as well. Really playing with the highlights and the shadows to make some limbs pop and bring some of the detailing out. And I also went back and played with his legs again. Wasn't quite sure I liked what I did there. Ended up making him generally thinner. He needs some claws, put some claws on him there. Playing with the eyebrow and the eyes. I'm not sure if I like them up or down, up or down. Let's go with down. And here's some final detailing on the shape. And finally, I think I decided here at the end that this yellow is not doing it for me. So that yellow that I buttered him with is removed very quickly. And for his ears, I decided just to make them dark. And it seems to fit way better. Bring out his back arm, position him a little more. And of course he needs a little shadow. He's not just floating in some boundless, red, eternal firmament.
Heavens no.
No, he's on the ground. And he has a funky red background. Let's just move in for some final detailing here. Bringing some shadows in. So much in these sprites rests on the shading, as you well know. And as I said in another video, I was told recently that I don't put enough contrast into my images.
And I must say, I wholeheartedly agree. Arr.
I am working on it. And the picker palette is actually really helping with that. It's kind of a foolproof way to improve there. I am pretty chuffed with how this one came out, actually. I really like the result. It's one of the few times that I've done quite a whimsical character from scratch without any reference, and I really liked how this went. So, for those of you who are asking for more character stuff, you got it. And you will continue to get it. I'm going to do some more of this stuff soon. And that's it for another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see something in the future, make sure you comment below. And of course, to see more videos like this, please subscribe. I'll be putting them up pretty frequently. Until next time, I'm Jimzip. Thanks for watching.
Pixorama.
Pixorama.